Assalamu alaikum, assalamu alaikum, assalamu alaikum. Peace and blessings be upon everybody this beautiful Friday morning. I hope everybody woke up with optimism and not pessimism. And I ask that you open your hands with me and you put your hands, palms facing you. If you're just waking up, if you're in your element, if you're in a good mood, and you close your eyes and you say, oh Lord, guide me today. Guide me aright, increase me in awareness of you and less awareness of my own ignorance and my own understanding, that I do not put my ignorance before your majesty and grace and love. Ameen, ameen. So I want to get on here and talk about a thing that we recite every day. We recite this in our prayer every day, but I think most of us, even myself sometimes, we overlook the in-depth meaning of this verse. Maliki yawmiddin. What does it mean? Maliki, master the day of judgment, Master the day of the judgment, man. Anyway, before we get into it, as I do every week, inshallah, God be the will of God, I'm going to go ahead and start off with a word of poetry. I hope that we all enjoy this poetry. Some of us gonna feel it, some of us not gonna feel it. But if you ain't of the righteous, if you ain't trying to water that mustard seed of faith that we all need to have and that we should have every day that we wake up, or every second that we still alive and breathing on this earth, you have to have a mustard. You have to have some kind of faith and gratitude and love inside of your heart in order for God to water that seed and get you through your hard times and get you through your struggle and get you through your ignorance on to bigger and better things. Anyway, let me get into this word of poetry. And on the flip side of this poetry, we're going to talk about this verse, Maliki yawmiddin. So without further ado, we're going to get into it. This poem is called Suffocated by Sin. I hope you enjoy it. We could talk about it or put it in the comments. Inshallah, I'll look at it later on. But I got a message to give this morning. Bismillah.
Again and again. Sin slowly creeped in. Excuse after excuse, I did it again and again. Sin suffocated my life, causing chaos and confusion. Sin kept me unfocused, living in full-time delusion. See, sin is like a virus that is running through my veins, initially laying dormant, releasing more pleasure than pain. But eventually the sinful virus became inflamed. I could feel the rush of the disease growing until it could no longer be tamed. You ask me, why would I allow sin to have this much control? Why would I give up my freedom? Because that was never my goal. So I sit here perplexed and my spirit is vexed. I begin to feel desperation because my life was a mess. Praying, God, if you're real, you gotta help me because I can't see through. My vision is blinded and I can't see you. Then I begin to go back and forth in my mind. Do I give God my time, or do I let sin's destruction incline? There was warfare happening in the depths of my soul. The devil wanted me to stay, but I really wanted to go. So in that moment, I just dropped to my knees. In that moment, I screamed, God, help me, please. I am desperate. I am desperate, but yet I can't even decide. I am desperate, God. In you, I need to hide. Because the devil is chasing after me full force. I am exhausted and I can't maintain this course. Out of my desperation, God began to speak. He said, I've always loved you. I was just waiting on you to seek. But God, I know I'm hurting, but I'm not ready to let go. God said, there's a sacrifice you must give. Relinquish control. Everything you need, I'll be. Everything you need, I'll be. This is what God began to minister to me. Everything you need, I'll be. I'll cover the hole in your soul, but you must be willing to be broken in order to be made whole. So draw nigh to me and your heart I'll remold. See, the victory is yours because the price I already paid. No, you don't deserve it, but by my grace you are saved. The path to freedom is only paved one way. The choice is yours, so choose ye this day.
So anyway, we I know that was strong, right? You gotta give it a moment to sink in. And what I do ask of all of us is that take the good from the bad. Whatever is sound and unique and understanding and it helps you grow, be optimizing, be on the good side of it and let the negative go. Like just let it pass you by. If it don't apply, let it fly. Don't be a pessimist and always looking for wrong in the situation. Look for the good and if there's no good in it, then you shouldn't be there or we shouldn't be in it. The friendships, the conversations, the circles, because honestly, look at what we already all been through. We all been through so much, man. Why do we want to keep putting ourselves in situation that ain't helping us? That ain't helping us grow our faith. It's not helping us grow our situations. If anything, is everything don't gotta be a problem. Everything don't gotta be an argument. Everything don't gotta be such a disaster. All it just ends in ruin. Sometimes you can see it coming and you just can't do nothing about it sometimes. But inshallah, God willing, we start waking up again with optimism. Think ahead, play chess with yourself. Don't put your pieces in those places where you can be mated. Feel me on that. Anyway, so I want to talk about this verse. A'udhu billahi minash shaitanir rajim. I seek refuge with His Majesty from bringing ignorance and bringing chaos and talking about nothing. I want to talk about this verse. I don't know, it's never going to be enough time, but I'm going to give all my time today to this verse and having a different view. The cake is there. We just got to cut the cake and deliver it accurately so everybody can have a piece and enjoy the beautiful ingredients inside of the cake, if that's making any sense, inshallah. So I want to start off with this, Maliki Yawmiddin. What does it mean? We say this verse every day for the mu'minun, the believers. Again, you got Muslim, you got mu'min, and you got Muslim. I'm going to break it down real quick. A Muslim is somebody who just takes shahada and it's just right here on the tongue. Talk about Muslim, alhamdulillah, inshallah, the sayings, but it don't pass the throat. It's easily persuaded and blown with the wind. And if you put that Muslim in a room with a whole bunch of sinners and crazy people, you won't even tell there's a Muslim there. And that's a shame for all of us. Even though you still saved, even though you still, inshallah, if you brought your heart with you into Islam, it's just we put ourselves into a deeper struggle, the Muslim, the layman Muslim, by mixing with the negatives of the world. And then you got mu'min, right? You got mu'min, the believer, the striving, the one who knows thyself better than anybody else. You struggle, you strive, you playing chess with your life. You on a race against time, and you believe with your soul and your heart. It's just that some people, they take longer to get it than others. That's the mu'min. You're a believer. Everything about you're trying your best to stay on the path. And then you got Muhsinun, right? The one who is never enough. Thank you. I thank you very much. Wa rahmatullah wa hi barakatuh. You add in, one good deed, it supersedes another. We just trying because you never know which deed that you do. Helping the old lady across the street, giving to the orphan, giving it to organizations, giving until your heart is empty. Like the Prophet, peace and blessings be upon him. They say that he went to sleep without no money in his house because he knew the detriment of how it's like the Lord of the Rings. This money, when you pull out the money, anybody ever seen Lord of the Rings? When you pull out the ring, my president come, you turn into somebody else. Whole different situation when money is involved. It taints the heart. So the Prophet ﷺ knew how to deal with finance. And he knew the detriment of it. But the mu'minun, the Muslimun, we do acts, or it says, I hope that I'm of them. I want to believe that I am, inshallah. The Muslimun, we do acts as if everything we do is if we standing before God Almighty Himself. Giving salams to your brothers, right? Going in the masjid, struggling, striving, whatever you're doing, whatever action that you're doing, you believe in your mind that God is watching me 100% of the time. He's hearing me 100% of the time. He's guiding me. Regardless of the situation, I believe that I'm doing it before God. And if you can't imagine that you're doing it before God, then just know that Allah is watching you. Sorry. He's paying attention to you specifically. Don't think that it's the billions of people across the earth. Why me? Why would God choose me? Look how lowly I don't think like that. His Majesty brought you into creation and you have a purpose. Wallahi deen, you have a purpose. You have a purpose, but you're just having a struggle into finding out who you are and what you about. Because it could be one or two, and I ain't even get to my subject. Allah forgive me. Allah say, we all born upon the fitrah. It's a natural disposition to call to His Majesty. You're born with a soul that loves His Majesty. All you got to do is be brought forth. But Allah say it's the parents, the environment per se, and the situation that raised you upon something different. Worshiping idols, they raise you to be a football player, a hustler, a pimp, whatever it is. The parents, the environment, wherever it's the people that taint you and make you to believe to something. That's why it'd be hard to get back to the Sirat al-Mustaqim, drawn in the sand by our Messenger sallallahu alaihi wasallam. If you know, you know. I'm not going to break that down. Anyway, so we get into this verse, Maliki Yawmiddin, right? Maliki Yawmiddin. What is it saying? This Maliki Yawmiddin. Master of the Day of Judgment. When we get to that verse, after we repeat Ar-Rahman Ar-Rahim, right? The most merciful and the one who distributes his mercy to whom and however he pleases. Ar-Rahim, right? To whom, whoever he pleases. Because some people, you think, wow, but they still alive. They still breathing. Allah got it. That's a situation between them and Allah. Ar-Rahim, right? Then we get to Maliki Yawmiddin, master of the Day of Judgment, master of the unseen, master of time and space, master of what we know and what we don't know, right? Master of what angels, how many angels, the raindrops, how many raindrops, the wind and how strong it blows, the hurricanes and the things that's going on beyond the sun and the rays of the sun and the earth and the settings in time and space. This is what we're saying. Right? We're accepting Maliki Yawmiddin, that He is the master of the unknown. Why am I bringing this verse today? Because it struck me hard all week. I'm like, I'm going to talk about it Friday. Because I found myself falling victim to this. Why am I worried about who doing me dirty? Why am I worried about who they thinks about me? Right? Why am I worried about poor judgments? Why am I worried about perceptions and what somebody else has and what somebody else is doing? Why am I worried about when I'm going to live, when I'm going to die? And why am I so stressed and depressed and putting myself, and I have to use myself as the example. Excuse me while I drink some of this Dominican coffee that got me talking. Really good, by the way. Gotta have a sense of humor. Anyway, alhamdulillah. So, Maliki Yawmiddin, I'm thinking, if we're saying that I'm putting what I don't know into your hands, you, the master, the maker, the sustainer, you have a purpose for this struggle, for this. Sometimes you get a great blessing. Money just drop out the sky on you, or some kind of benefit or job or situation you feel undeserving of. It just drops on you, such as this opportunity to speak about Haqq. I love it, right? But if I'm saying that to His Majesty while I'm praying, if I'm letting you know that I recognize you, Maliki Yawmiddin, master owner of the Day of Judgment, master owner of an hour from now, a day from now, tomorrow, the future, the past, subhanAllah, right? Where am I? We put our faiths down and give into the wiswas or consultation of the devil, and when he comes and puts doubt in our hearts, they're going to make it before you. You're not worthy of it, right? Just the things he put in our minds. But we say Maliki Yawmiddin, right? When we praying, I'm putting it in your hand. I trust you, right? But then as soon as we finish praying and our enemy comes right. He don't take no breaks, by the way. And when we miss prayer, when we giving in to our own ignorance and we take the time out to not trust God, the devil don't take no breaks. He on your top. The minute you stop praying, the minute you finish your prayer, the minute you stop talking about good, the minute you stop, giving into the greater you and the greater self and the greater situation, he right on your top, causing you doubt, the confusion, misconception, hardship, pain, stress. He on your top to make you doubt yourself and what you can do or what we can do together if we unify. Feel me? So if we say Malik Yomit, why do we give in? Why does this happen? Why does it? Because we're not wholeheartedly into our prayer. We're not wholeheartedly giving it over to His Majesty. Now, I'm saying this to myself first because I noticed, why am I worried about if my spouse, my wife, my significant other or others are being loyal to me or not? That's on them and Allah. You took the same shahada I did, right? You under the same oath I am, right? So that means if I leave you to God, and if you don't pray with me, or you do pray with me, I ain't gonna work. That's not my business. That's between you and God. But actions speak louder than words. But the strength is in having enough heart. Once Allah shows you what you're dealing with, who you dealing with, where you dealing with, where you are with it. Once you are aware of where you are with it, being on the haqq, being on the truth, being a person, a servant of His Majesty, then you are responsible for how you move. If you stay there stuck and you see the hammer coming and you too immobilized by fear, thinking of what you're going to lose out of selfishness. Like some people won't move, some people won't do nothing because they think they're going to lose or they think they're going to die or they think even if you lose your life doing the right thing, you winning. SubhanAllah, look at the people of Palestine and Gaza. Innocent children, women and children. Look. They think they winning, the Jews. They think they the oppressors, the occupant. They think they winning, but they giving. They are giving paradise to these people. We struggling. We working so hard, Ya Rabbi. We struggling and working so hard to live righteously and do the right thing and hope that we die upon something right. And they dropping and killing them instantaneously. Innocent women and children, giving them Jannah. Welcoming it. SubhanAllah. The Sheikh said, what can my enemies do to me? Rahimahullah. Rahmatullah alayh. He said, what can my enemies do to me? If they push me out of my land, I'll make it a hijrah. And wherever the Muslim goes, he places his 2 feet, he makes that place much better. It's your character and your heart that you take with you to wherever you are, whoever you are. If they put me in prison, then I'll make my cell a musalla. That means a masjid. And your first masjid that always, and side note, the first masjid that any Muslim should be in or be a part of is the masjid of the qalbi, the masjid of qalbi, the one inside of your heart. You keep that masjid nice and clean and you prostrating in there and you praying in there and you got all the good and all the love you're supposed to have inside of your first masjid right here in the heart. Every other masjid that you go in, no matter if it's in your home or wherever you be, you're going to carry that same characteristic and that same thought with you. Wallahi, I'll give you my, wallahi, it is the truth. If you cleanse this masjid, the heart, if you keep your heart clean for the sake of Allah, just like when you go in the masjid and you giving the masjid the 2 sunnah and you praying and you making sure you respect the masjid, leaving a speck of dirt in there, your heart should be the same way. Our hearts, my heart should be the same way. Wallahi, wallahi, wallahi. So with this Malik Yawmiddin, when you hear this verse from now on, I swear by Allah, when I hear this verse and I recite it now, I'm going to stop worrying about who doing what to me and who has and what's going on with everybody else. But I'm saying to Allah, I trust you with what I don't see. I trust you with my spouse. I trust you with my children. I trust you with my mother. I trust you with my schooling and my university and my living and my dying, my success and my failure. I trust you at the bottom. I trust you at the top. I trust you in the middle. I trust you. I trust you. I trust you. Because without you, I'm going to lose it. I can't see it. I don't know if she or he or they is telling me the truth. Same as with me right now. Allah knows. But the proof, when you go back and you look and you find that the truth is there, then you can put your heart and you can put your situation in that situation and become unified. That's why it's good to have companions. MashaAllah. It's good to have companions because where you lack, they love. You know, we link up in that fact where I disagree, you might agree, and show me where I'm wrong. We got to have space and room in our hearts to know that we're never going to know everything. We're never going to be perfect. We're never going to have it all together, and we have to let people in. We can't have such a hard heart to think, I got this. I don't need God. I don't need no man. I don't need no woman. I don't need nobody. You get all rough and tough, and when you get by yourself, you know you feel it. Alone, shame, regret, pain, hurt, deceit. You can sit on a pile of gold and just sit there all lonely. You can go to the end of the earth, but you still feel jealousy for what somebody else has, right? She get more fame, and you got the whole world, these movie stars and these stars, but they only worried about what the next star has and being on top of them. SubhanAllah, not even giving a call to say good morning to the next star. It's crazy. And they say some of the poorest people, right, are the ones with money. Maliki Yawmiddin. Why are we worried about them? Why you want to idolize somebody you don't even know got a worse conscience than you, or a worse heart than you, or a worse situation where the children are wayward? The children are wayward. Boys wanting to be girls, girls wanting the boys, and I'm not being judgmental. That's because I know it's a touchy issue with that. Allah knows best, but I know what God say about it, right? Maliki Yawmiddin. If I trust that Allah said this, that, and this is a no-no, then firstly, I got to make sure I'm not doing it, and that my progeny and the ones I'm responsible for ain't doing it. Y'all can do whatever y'all want, right? Lakum dinukum. To you be your way, and to us be ours. But don't expect me to be okay with it because I'm your friend, because we related. It's certain lines that a believer, a mu'min, right? We can't cross. We just can't cross. If you really believe it should hurt you, and you might have to go through it sometimes because you force a gun in your face, but you still got to be Muslim in your heart. You still got to be hated in your heart. Have a face, be uncomfortable with it. You making me do this, but I'm really, really not okay with idol worship. I'm really, really not okay with disrespecting my mom or your mom, or watching you hate your mom or disrespect your parents or treat people foully, and you expect me to be your friend and trust that you're going to treat me better than them. What kind of friend am I to allow you to treat the homeless the way you treat the homeless, or your siblings the way you treat your siblings, or whatnot? Where do I stand a chance? Maliki Yawmiddin, right? I trust that Allah is going to handle that. If I keep my distance, if I keep my silence, or I keep away from it, it's the statement too. I love you for the sake of Allah, but that's what like I was saying in the beginning. Tell them, I love you, but I love you for the sake of Allah. That means I got boundaries to how I present myself around you, how I got boundaries to it. Don't just expect me to be okay with murder. Don't expect me to be okay with slander and deceit and deception and being a two-faced coward. I ain't with that. It's just not me. I don't want to be in that. And if you hang with a bunch of basketball players, per se, when you by yourself, they're going to be dribbling, saying, ain't you part of the Chicago Bulls or the LA Lakers? You always got the gear on you. You be with such and such. They ain't going to affiliate you with that. I love you for the sake of Allah. I got much respect for what you, that's on you. We've been friends our whole life, but there's certain situations and lines I just cannot cross. I just can't. It don't sit right with me. It's people out here with friends that with friends that plot on murdering or slandering or hurting their own parents. There's proof they in jail now. Murdering your own parents, double homicide, inside just to have their bank statements or their bank cards and lie and get people to stand on this, and they call you their SubhanAllah. If I help you, Rabbi, if I help you disobey Allah, what's that say about me? And I know you under oath. I know you're a believer. I know you come from good. I know you come from, but you act and acquiesce to that. Where do I stand a chance, right? We laughing and joking now. You smoking and blowing down on what we did. Where do you think about it, old friend, old dummy, old loser, or the one that just can't see right from wrong? Think about the one you calling your best friend and how dangerous and deceptive and menace to society that person, place, or thing is. And you're friends to that. Where do you stand a chance? You got to question yourself. Maliki Yawmiddin. This is all, when I'm saying Maliki in my prayer, man, you're the master of who I'm really supposed to be. Huh? You're the master of my future and where I'm supposed to be. And if I'm praying to you, that means I'm looking forward to a positive future, a better me, a stronger situation. Allah knows. Allah knows. But if after I'm praying, I go back to doubt and I go back to being depressed and wondering why I'm broke or why I'm in this destitution, why I can't get out, and what's the good of praying? What good is there to have faith if you're not going to trust His Majesty's rule? It's a reason you're going through it. The Prophet ﷺ, he taught us, peace and blessings be upon him. He taught us. And again, I love the fact that even today, if you look for the 100 most influential people that walk the earth, the top of that list is the Prophet Muhammad ﷺ. Whether you want to believe it or not, look it up. The most influential men that ever walked the earth. The name on the top of the list is Muhammad ﷺ. Next, Isa ibn Maryam, Jesus. And they both taught the same thing. Thou shalt love thy Lord thy God with all thy strength. And he was teaching them from the gate. Isa ibn Maryam, subhanAllah, Isa and Jesus, if they came to right now, and I have to say this, because I don't understand how we so far apart and we can't unify. If Jesus and Muhammad was in the same room and the prayer came in and it's time to pray to His Majesty, Jesus, Moses, Abraham, all of the people that we know of, these patriarch prophets, were all in the same room. They will pray together to the same God that we pray into today. SubhanAllah. So where's the difference? The difference is in our ignorance and how we apply in our faith. Everybody wants to be the top dog. Everybody wants to be the one, but we practicing it wrong, because if we're not unifying them, it ain't no practicing it right. We all supposed to be unifying, become one fist to strike out against idol worship and against oppression and against murder. And that's why ain't nobody helping the people of Palestine. Because we all in our own bags, and we all in our own selfishness, and we all got ties to these tyrants, these oppressors. If it was me, if I was I'll cut everything that they giving me and go attack them. Not attack them, but attack them with wisdom. Y'all call yourself the chosen people of the earth. Then why are you killing innocent women and children when it tells you in your own commandments sent by your own prophet, Moses, thou shalt not kill, thou shalt not steal, and they doing everything, going against every commandment on that list. Genocide. SubhanAllah. SubhanAllah. I pray. And again, I ask you to open your hands. And this is the wisdom of our messenger, sallallahu alaihi wasallam. You shouldn't fight fire with fire. You fight fire with wisdom, and it extinguishes the fire, and it makes the enemy go back and regroup and frustrated because he can't get to us. I pray, and I pray with my open heart, and I pray with my love for God, that the progenies of the oppressive, or the occupation, every Israeli Zionist soldier that's killing people and doing all the things that they're doing, that your children see what you're doing, and they become Muslims, and they become believers, and they tell you about yourself in the future. Your children's children and every person that comes behind, I pray that they become believers and show you where you were wrong and shame you. And God makes you live long enough so you can feel that shame and hurt and pain that you give and put on the oppressive people, that you oppress those people with. Ameen, Ya Rabbi. I pray that happens. That your own people go against you and show you that you're wrong, because y'all wrong. Maliki yawmiddin. Maliki yawmiddin. Allah is the one perfect in wisdom and why He allowing certain things to happen. In my opinion is just that, an opinion. You know, Maliki yawmiddin. We go through things, and we go through things to gain knowledge and experience from it, to try to stop the future. You know, when you gain that knowledge and you gain those lessons, you're supposed to go back, and especially if you get more faith from it, it's supposed to make you stronger. Yeah, I smoked, but I didn't catch cancer. I stopped smoking, and now I can go back and tell somebody about my experience and what happened to me. How I beat cancer and how you go back and you stop it. You don't add to it or watch it happen and don't say nothing, like the man who withheld knowledge outside of the town. He thought nobody wanted to hear anything from it. So he said, bunk them. He knew better. He knew the verses. He knew how to change it. But he thought They're gonna destroy me. They're gonna hurt me. I don't know what he was thinking, but he withheld the knowledge. And when God sent the destruction of that town, the first person that was destroyed was that man, because you're not supposed, this knowledge, this love, this faith, this thing called Islam, and this thing called love of God. You're not supposed. It's not containable. It can't. You got to give it away. Not just by words, but by actions, by who you really are as a person. If that's what you say you're about, if that's what you say you are, a good person, a good doer, a truth teller, a person upon haq, you got to be just that. From the time you wake up to the time you go to sleep, rich, poor, whatever situation you're in, you bringing about the truth. A smile in the face of adversity is a sadaqah to the world. Because people can see, they see you struggling. They see the mother with 6, 7 children. They see the father with his kids, and they see the house burnt down, and they see the things that you lose, and the people see you struggling, but they always see you smiling. They always see you giving, and you have nothing to give. You beat down, you destitute, and they always see you with a smile on your face. You know how inspirational that is? To somebody who just can't find a reason to smile, but they see you in the face of adversity always. They want to come to you. I've seen it. A better example, Imam, broken down, and he always walked like this. Everywhere he walked with his hands like this. And the people around him, they understand. They laughed at him. They mocked him. They're like, what's wrong with this guy? Everywhere he walked, And finally, somebody had the heart to go and ask him, just like you want to go ask the person, how do you keep a smile on your face? You got nothing. I heard people talking about you, calling you this and calling you that and doing this and Maliki Yawmiddin. This ayah is so strong. It entails so much. This verse that we say every day, Maliki Yawmiddin, it entails so much, wallahi. So they went to the imam and they asked the imam, why every time I see you walking like this? He said, out of fear, pride. What you mean, Kibber, this pride? What do you mean out of fear, pride? He said, I'm afraid after all some of the shar. After all that I've been through, after everything, I'm so afraid to go back to what and who I used to be that, some people walk with a sway and a swag and they dip and they want to show how tough and strong, even in your walk, you show pride and arrogance. So he said, I'm holding my hands out of fear. Out of fear that I'm going to go back to who I used to be and what I used to be. So he's trying to control himself out of fear. Maliki Yawmiddin. Know what you're saying to your Lord. Know what your Lord is saying to you. SubhanAllah. It defeats the shaitan for you. Just having knowledge of what are you saying. He gotta he gotta go back and regroup. A'udhu billah. It's damn this person. It says in Haq teaches that you keep on and shaitan is on your top. And if shaitan is on your top, and I say again, if the devil is in your house or around you is on your top, don't give up your faith. Don't give up hope, because you keep on going and you keep on going. Eventually the shaitan gonna go away. It's like it says the shaitan said, what can I do with this person? I done threw the kitchen sink at him or her, and they won't budge. They keep going back to SubhanAllah. They go find the easier heart to jump in and out of. They go find the easier person to persuade and disrespect. Because sometimes we allow in that energy to take over our situations, our houses, our homes, our children, our schools. We allowing it because we too wrapped up in our own ignorance, in our own ways, to see that it's destroying us. It don't happen all at once. The devil come and pick at you little by little and little. What you allow here, tomorrow you're going to allow there. If tomorrow you allow it there, then you're going to allow it somewhere else the next day. And eventually you're going to be stuck. Then you're going to be looking in the mirror at a whole different person and not even see yourself. What you set out to be, who you set out to be, or what your purpose is in life. You're going to be so far away from it. It's a shame. And some people believe that I got so deep into my situation that it ain't no hope for me. I heard one of my best friends, man, and I pray Allah guides him to Islam. He came to me, and I love this person dearly, right? he came to me and, your friends, they think they see you in your situation and they think they can help you. Now you need a night out. You need a break. Come on with us real quick, man. You just I think you need a break. And they want you to go for a second, for a moment, put down whoever you trying to be, because they can't see the forest from the trees, right? And they want you to put it down for us. Come on out with us. You need a night out. Oh my God, get away. You need to be out, girl. And they try to get you to go and be like them so they can talk about you like a dog while you all drunk and stupid and dumb for that one night, for that one situation. End up disrespecting your whole self and your whole situation so they can laugh at you and say, see, take pictures of you and put you online and put you out there. These supposed to be your friends, right? So my brother, he came and he pulled up and he's looking at me and I could tell, they were in their bag. And I'm like, nah, I'm trying to give up reasons to hold on to hope. And I'm trying to, and he said to me, and we all say this sometimes, I'm a lost cause. Don't preach that shit to me. He said, God forgive me for my language. Don't preach that Gandhi shit to me. Don't talk that shit to me. He told me, and I felt it rip a hole in my heart because I grew up with you. I love you. I'm in this, man, I know where we come from. Hearing you say something like that, like, damn, bro. Like, it ain't no hope there. I see why Allah separated. Maliki Yawmiddin. Things happen that God is protecting you from. God is not letting you see it or hear it or be around it for a reason. Why you want to go with your pride and your ignorance and still go look for what, like you're going to go win the situation. You'll never be able to beat the avowed enemy. He been here thousands of years before you. So he know you going with that frustration to fight. He know you called CYS on that person or CY, and he know that you set that person up. He know that you snitch. He know you're angry. He know your frustration. He know what, so don't give in to none of that. If you ain't seeing it, if you're not there, it's for a reason. God is protecting you from it. Let them be. Let God handle that. Wallahi, he will. Gotta trust his man. And it happens in the straight that, like we always say, God work in mysterious ways. Well, let him work. Let him work. Okay, you're right. You swear to God, you telling the truth. You swear to God that this, and you swearing on that, and you saying that you a believer of this and that. Okay, you're right. Even if I don't have the proof, you know people, you know situation, your wisdom and your experience from being that, right? Or being in that situation to tell you, it's something funny there. I'm gonna go ahead and keep my distance from it. MashaAllah, right? SubhanAllah. So he said, I'm a lost cause. Don't preach that stuff to me. I ain't trying. I'm done, because some of us get so hurt and so beat down by our own circumstances. Like I was saying last week, we got to really, really go past the scar and dig deep inside of the heart and inside of the soul and search to where we cut ourselves off from the light, coming inside of us and reforming us and changing us and making us become something better in life. We got to really, really soul search and get inside of the heart and bring to surface, even if you got to write it down. Talk about those uncomfortable situations where my faith in you stopped. And I guarantee you, and it's the truth, it's something that we did. It's something that we indulged in. It's some kind of ignorance. It's something that the devil tricked us with, that we did it ourselves. And now we mad at everybody else and everything else as to why we can't come back to righteousness. It's not over for us. We alive. We're not 6 feet under. We're not being preyed upon. It's a time to change. It's now. SubhanAllah. Maliki Yawmiddin. Maliki Yawmiddin. You the master of all of that. My future, I'm comfortable with knowing that I'm leaving my hope in you and not in people, because people will let you down every time. Excuse me if I drink some more of this Dominican coffee. Man, it got me going. I'm telling you. I don't know what they put in this coffee, but it got me want to go. It got me want to talk. I'm going to tell you how the Dominicans go. Caballero. Anyway, but you got to laugh to keep from crying. And they say, laughter is a medicine too. A big smile the Prophet ﷺ used to have when he saw his companions being foolish sometimes. Let them be. That's who Allah made them to be. You don't always have to be stern. You can smile. You're allowed to smile, but smile in a truthful way. Smile while you tell the truth even when you're joking. You got a big head, you got a big head. Got big feet, you got big feet. Bam, bam. I'm just saying. Bigfoot. Anyway, so my friend told me, and I pray that Allah guides him to Islam. I pray that Allah guides him to truth, and people like that lost hope. It was a female I was dealing with that I had to part ways with. And I swore, again, in my ignorance, I thought that I can put a cape on and save everybody. I've been doing that for all my life. Look for these situations to try to, selfishness too, thinking I can get into Jannah by helping save a situation, and Shaitan be right there. Well, oh yeah, you think you can save this one? I got this mind, she mine. This whole mind, and all kind of demons and difficulties coming through her hole that she freely given to any Tom, Dick, and Harry. Freely giving it away. The preciousness and love that a woman's supposed to have for themselves, they freely giving and sleeping with these STDs. Instead of sexually transmitted disease, they sexually transmitted demons coming through your hole. Imagine being used by the devil to cause to bring chaos and destruction in the world, bringing about subhanallah. That's a whole nother subject. This issue of zina or wedlock and fornication. Woo! So now this situation I was dealing with, and I had to part my ways with it. I thought to myself, you mocking my faith. You think it's a joke, and it's nothing to you, and I am going crazy trying to get you to believe, or going crazy trying to get you to see how serious the issue of faith is. And I found myself, you might gain more. You think you're getting a house, a car, a better situation than where you used to be. But if you're losing faith and there's no faith there, then you lost everything. Even if you gain the world, it ain't worth it. I cut ties with it. Look at what Jesus, alayhi salatu wasalam, it said the shaitan took him up on the mountain and showed him the world from the top of the mountain and told him, you can have all this. I'll make you a great king amongst the land. Like, I got you. I can make it all happen like a genie rubbing the lamp. Stop your call. Just do it the way I tell you to do. He said, thou shalt not tempt thy Lord thy God. It's like, in other words, it's out of my hands, my call, who I am, I'm a soul. I got a purpose, a certain purpose. You can't stop it if I wanted to stop it. Ain't no way, but don't think I'm foolish enough to fall for that. Giving me diamonds and pearls and making me a strong king of what good is there having all of those things? But I don't have God. I don't have guidance. I don't have a soul of tranquility and understanding that if it's all taken away from me, I can get it all back because of who gave it to me. Because without faith, if most of the people lost everything that they have right now, they'll go commit suicide. And God forbid, that ain't somebody you love. Imagine somebody you love right now that don't have his majesty at the forefront of their minds and in their heart. If they lost everything that they got right now, went to jail, everything got taken from them, the woman died, somebody passed away and they'll lose everything, even their hope, and they'll go probably commit suicide or go kill somebody out of anger and frustration. Who snitched on me? Who told on me? Who robbed my house? You did it to yourself. Listen to me. You did it to yourself. Because look at all the pain and destruction you caused to get to where you are and have what you have. Some people don't got the heart to look into themselves, don't got a heart to look into the mirror and find out how much pain that they caused. Most of the time, it's the pain that you cause yourself that's making you cause pain to other people. And that's not fair. You got to face yourself, man. It's a hard thing to do, but if you by yourself, who's to be embarrassed? That's why it says Allah descends in a manner befitting his majesty. He comes down in the third of the night to look for those people who, while everybody's sleeping, they got their hands up and I need to change. I need you. Like the suffocate, like the poem was saying in the beginning. I'm broken. Who sees you? That's why fasting, subhanAllah, is certain things that we do, like prayer, that's just for us to regroup, to refashion, to make sure you still stable, to make sure, man, as long as I still got my faith, I got everything, even if everything is taken from me. Maliki yawmiddin. I love that verse. When I get to it, I'm glad now that I'm, when you take a pause from your chaos and you really sit down with yourself and you start searching through yourself, you find things about yourself that you might not like, that you know you got to get rid of. And if you don't get rid of them, those are going to be the very same things that destroy you. Me first. And Allah knows best. Anyway, y'all, I know I said a lot, but my intentions are good. The Prophet, peace be upon him, he taught us, actions are but by intentions. And my intentions is to save everybody if I can, but only one person. Because if you save one person, you save yourself. And if you save yourself, we can all get into Jannah, inshallah. I want to be on record as a person that tried, a person that gave a damn, a person that wanted to unify the people and not tear them apart. So if I'm getting nothing from it, then at least I'm getting this. I tried, alhamdulillah, and I could smile and say that I gave an effort. I reached out. Or we reaching out, right? We trying here at CMP Radio, inshallah. Cultivating mature positivity. Bring your ideas, bring your positive selves, bring your talents down here, man. We need it. It's so much talent in our city. I love my city, man. Don't be afraid to try. No is a strength gainer too. Somebody closing the door for you, on you, somebody telling you no, people treating you. Maliki yawmiddin, again, it should be a strength builder. So again, when we hearing this verse, master of the day of judgment, it's not your business. If you telling me you love me and you showing me you love me while I'm seeing you, once you out of my sight and out of my hearing shot, it's out of my hands. It's none of my business to question what they, them, this, and that are doing. That's between them and Allah. Lakum dinukum, right? Our job is to keep on being the good person with who we are and what we got and how are we doing it. And eventually it'll become a system. You'll get used to it. Like if it's out of my sight, out of my hearing, out of my way, it's not meant for me to know. And if I go prying, and I'm telling you, if you go looking for the devil, you're gonna find him. A'udhu billah. So don't think that you the strongest, you the bravest, you the toughest, because it's always somebody wiser, bigger, stronger, and crazier than you. A'udhu billah. So again, that's it for this week's show. Finding humility through change. Inshallah, we find change and we help ourselves before we help other people. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah wa barakatuh.